AI models can do a lot of the hard work for content creators. Hi, everybody. My name is Greg Crable, and this is my podcast, Something I Learned Yesterday, in which I take an issue from the world of publishing and try to explain it in about 3 or 4 minutes. Today's is almost 6. Imagine that I have a website with 3 main audiences: people who like swimming, running, and hiking. Also imagine that I have a customer data platform so I can identify individual users and keep tabs on what content they like. Since I'm able to do that, I can put people into audiences, e.g. swim fan, running fan, hiking fan. Of course, there might be some overlap between the audiences, which is fun. Within each audience, I can track what's popular and what's trending. But not only that, I can check to see if there's a difference in content preference between the highly engaged visitor and the drive-bys and the casual readers. At this point, I might have 6 collections of content: what the highly engaged fan is reading in each of my 3 audiences, and what the not so engaged are reading, or watching or listening, right? Obviously, I can divide this further between video and text, but let's leave that aside for now and just focus on content as content. I'm going to pick the highly engaged swim fan as my example. I grab all that content and pull out the keywords, tags, categories, and so on. I'm not going to restrict myself to the keywords and tags assigned by the editors. I'm going to use natural language processing to scan these articles and come up with another type of categorization that adds additional words to the mix, right? At this point, I'd like to go on a slight tangent and talk about how AI views words. It'll be very brief. A word like king is represented in an AI system by a multidimensional vector, something like 0.2, negative 0.4, 0.7, and on and on and on. There might be hundreds of dimensions. And the values are assigned so that words with similar meanings are located close to one another in this multidimensional space. But they might be close along one axis and not on another. King and queen are close in the context of being a ruler, but they're not close in the context of sex, while king and duke are close in the context of sex, but a little farther apart in rank. So these sorts of vectors allow math, like king minus man plus woman equals queen. That's how these large language models and other AI systems are doing this. They're converting words into math, into these vectors, and then doing analysis on them. An AI model doesn't understand anything. They just have this complicated mathematical representation of words and phrases that are derived from processing huge amounts of text. Now let's get back to swim fans. Once I have a collection of all the keywords that are popular with my swim fans this week, AI can find similar words and concepts and start to build a pretty interesting model of what sorts of topics swim fans care about right now. Okay, what's next? The easiest thing to do, I suppose, would be to generate a report for the writers showing what types of concepts are playing well with the swim fans. The benefit of using AI here is that this report isn't just a matter of keywords like goggles and freestyle and sample workouts. You can get sentiment analysis, like fun, light-hearted articles are more popular, or challenging articles are more popular. There's any number of factors you might want to consider. This is analytics on steroids. Your writers can use this analysis to come up with ideas for next week's articles. Or we can take all this all the way to the scary level, and we can ask AI to write articles based on information you're getting from your data. Now, obviously a human should review them, but still, you could get AI to write these articles. Now realize what we've done here. We've come up with a technological way to listen to your audience, discern what interests them, and then give them more of what they want. While I was going through all this, you might have had the thought that there's a danger of going into a spiral where you go deeper and deeper into a narrower and narrower set of concepts. That's a possible consequence of this kind of work, so it might be a good idea to build mechanisms to prompt people outside of their stated preferences, at least to some extent. For example, Spotify might get the idea that I only like songs similar to the ones I've listened to. That's usually how recommendations work, right? But it's a good idea to toss in the outlier from time to time to see if there are other interests. Anyway, there you have it. A system like that could revolutionize content creation. Your weekly e-newsletter could express exactly what your audience is interested in. Kind of scary, but also kind of cool. So that's my thought. Be curious to see what you think. Drop something in the comments below, please. And if there's anything I can do to help you with your business, please give me a call. My contact information will be on the next screen. Thanks so much.